Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so we're at this Rewire job. Now, as you've seen from the previous video, if you have watched that, which I'll put it up here somewhere, oh man, it was dusty, absolute dusty. So what we've had to do is the boys have dropped the ceiling, so we were rewiring all the lighting circuits, things like that. And then the boys have come in, took all the, because we've discovered obviously the floor joists were all not connected, and they weren't. So what I mean by that is they weren't actually into the wall. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 joists there, which are over there, have had to be replaced. I've had to stop doing what I was doing because it was too dangerous to work in there. So the rest of the boys have, like I say, they've pulled all the ceiling down there, which is obviously gone now, and got rid of all that. But what the problem is, it's lath and plaster. So lath and plaster is a nightmare for everybody. If you, I'll tell you what, I'll put the photos up around here somewhere or over there of Steve and Sean's face. Yes, they had dust masks on, which were obviously, they're not the cheap ones, they're, you know, not little paper crappy things. They were decent masks, but I'll show you, obviously you've seen now, the state of them is a nightmare. But in turn, because like I say, there's nobody living here, it is an occupied house, but it's made a right old mess because the dust just gets everywhere. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, we've had every window and door open, but obviously now me and Jack are here today, and it's a mess, and I hate it. It drives me mad when it's like this because it gets me down. Don't feel sorry for me. Do feel sorry for me, it's annoying. So we're cracking on with the rest of the rewire now. We've got some other little bits and bobs to do, so we're going to get probably the joist hangers and little things like that on, but obviously if you're watching this and you don't know what that is, I'll show you that later on. But yeah, so I better get stuck into it. It's Jack's now, his next job now is we're going to get our loop feed from there up into the bathroom. So Jack's just getting himself set up in there, which I'll show you. So just sorting his life out in there, getting all those bits sorted. So, but yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a square up because it's tripping me out a little bit. We've also had to get, because we've had the plumber turn up. Tell you what, I'll take you downstairs. We've had the plumber turn up because I'm not actually doing the plumbing on this job here. It's the homeowners or clients getting their own plumber in that I think they've used him before quite a few times. He's come out and I've basically told him I need a load of other stuff doing because the tank was sitting up there not supported at all. It's mental. But then there's a load of boxing in that was here, and we've had to put this temporary cold feed in, which is down to there. We had to put that in, so because there's actually another downstairs loo that way, and the rest of it. So put those bits in, but I want these over here because I don't want that mess in that corner because it is a mess, isn't it? Let's be honest. So I want it over there. So I think the plumber has got a little bit stressed out with what we were trying to tell him that I wanted. I didn't really see it as an issue. It's nice and simple, but so we've ended up having to take all this out because he wasn't listening, so all this was coming out and it was just in my way, so it's all coming out and it was a right old mess, crushed over here, there and everywhere, so it's gone. So right, just enough waffling and let's get stuck in to the job. So Jack's got the cable ran for the bathroom. We've got it in place, but the bathroom hatch is being moved and Jack's being a noisy boy now, look. So what Jack's doing, you know, said about the joist hangers. So Jack's mounted all these joist hangers up. So yeah, health and safety police are on. So as I waddle down, so what these are your joist hangers that are going in. So you use twist nails on them, and what I mean by actual twist nails is that they are on the shank of them, they're rotated round. Oh, Jack's and my glamorous assistant down there, he has passed me one, so I don't know whether you can quite see that, but there's obviously a twisted on the shank. So as you tighten them, hammer those in, they actually screw their way in. So yeah, so Jack's just getting all those on now, so you're putting multiple nails in all the way around. They're already nailed with the PAS load anyway, both sides, so they're not going anywhere, but it's a requirement for them to go on anyway. And so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get Jack to do these now while I'm sorting the other bits out, because it's just a bit nicer when they're on. It just tightens everything else up as you're walking around. So my plan while Jack's doing that is try not to die and fall off here. That's better, I'm back on some decent ground. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start running the smoke alarm circuit in, because once the smoke alarms are in, we're pretty much done in the loft then. We haven't really got to mess about too much more. Apparently that bathroom, which is this one, let me show you, it's a bit tight in here to be fair. So this bathroom suite in here, this green number, is all being took out by the plumber, and then apparently we're smashing all the walls back, but they're all lath and plaster. So there's a new loft hatch that's going to be going in, but the downlights are supposed to be in here, so I can't really do anything with this room until that's all sorted. So at the other end, as you can see through there, you've got the extractor fan that's going to go in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set you up down here just as I start running these cables in, and I'll show you how I go about doing them. Right, so what I do is set up hopefully you can hear me enough, I set up the drum runner down here, and then so this one now is going to go to my first smoke alarm, which is going to be down that way a little bit in the ceiling below, and then this is run back to the board. Now I've got 2 cable runs, drill holes that I've done already. This one on the left hand side, and there's one here, because all these joists are all notched to pieces and I'm trying to avoid drilling a new hole underneath where they are. So when these holes are a little bit tight, what I found is to actually use a bit of cable lube, and it's made a massive difference. To be honest, I've not always done it, I've just started trying it, and it did make a big difference. But for this one where this is going in, I've only got 2 cables in anyway, so it's fine. So I'll start running this cable in, and then it'll go back to the board. But what I'm doing for now, you can see this one, that's just looped down to the bottom of the stairs, which is roughly the length that I need it to go for the final run back to the board, which is like down that way, down there. So I'll just run this in. Now, right, one thing I know about this is because all this grit that's on the floor from taking the ceiling down, that is caning my knees. I'm going to show you my knees now. So they are like a pair of elephant's kneecaps. So yes, I was going to put my trousers on with the knee pads, but I thought, oh, do you know what's roasting, I'm not going to bother, and now I'm massively regretting it. Idiot. So what I'm going to do is I'll go and drill that, and then I'll rod it, and then I'll show you as I pull that through. Right, so that's where I've just pushed the cable tongue up. So what I've used to get to that position there is I've used my SDS with a 20mm bit in that, because I find, because with the lath and plaster, I find if you use anything else, it just rips it to pieces. So that's what I've always used. Leave your comments below if you use anything else on lath and plaster, but I find that's, for me, the best weapon of choice. So, like I said, just put the old cable tongue in and peel that back. So my cable tongue now is pretty much broken now. I've used it that much that I've wore it all out. The other end is split through now, but just goes to show how invaluable that is as a piece of kit. On there, so I'll just take you back down, like I say, 'cause Jackie boy's carrying on with the other stuff there. So normally Jack would be the other side of this. Carrying on. So yeah, so like I say, just pulled that through like that. Do this all one-handed. Cut that off, and then what I'll do now is from that point, so that's going back to the board, which is where I will be. I'll come back up. So let's try and leave you in a place that you're not going to fall off, because you don't want to fall down the stairs, do you? That'd be horrific. So what I'll do now is pull all that down there. I think I watched a long time ago now, watched a video from Nick when he had on his Rewire that he was doing there, similar sort of thing. He had absolutely tons of cables run down the stairwell, and it's sort of a good guide. Good guide on length if you want to get round that corner, because I've literally got to go from there, round there, down through there, and by the time you've got a few bends on it, you've lost a metre already, so it's better to have it a bit too long than not enough. So just label it up like that. I mean, sometimes I use the label maker if that's out, but when it's this messy and stuff like that, I just write on it. Lob it down the stairs, another trip hazard, so health and safety police can be all over me. So yeah, so that's where it is. So then from the next stage now is I'm going to run a heat sensor into the kitchen. So we do that in 3-core and earth, and then from there back up this way to the landing, which is again, like I say, last port of call for the loft for Jack, because I'm not an idiot, I ain't going in there. And then that's the smoke alarm circuit run essentially. So what I'll do, because like I say, Jack's getting on with those bits, I'll let Jack finish those. I'll drill through my joists in there, in the new joists, because then I know exactly where they are. I'll put those in, and then I'll catch up with you once I've got that bit sorted, and then when we're doing the last leg. But just on a side note, me and Jack are playing cops. So we've got our radios now. We bought these from a online retailer that delivers next day. You know the rest of it, and they're like 25 quid or something. But Jack, how good are these radios?
Top notch.
So to be honest, I don't know why I haven't used them before, but in this house I've just been to my Merchants, and the Merchants is probably a mile away, and we could still talk, and it's like I say, it's peanuts really for what they are. But while we were doing the loft, invaluable. So, and it's because we were using our phones. The problem is with using the phones is, one, I can't take any more calls because I'm on the phone all day, which is, as Steve and Sean will tell you, is what I do all the time anyway. And also is that they're quite expensive, aren't they? Let's be honest with the phones. And if you smash that, which is going to happen if I keep doing that, whereas I can literally leave it like that, and I can talk into it like that, and Jack can hear me. So they're a winner for the money what they are. So go and check them out. Right, Jack's just had like I say, we're putting this, he's finished doing those now. So Jack's just had a question. I've just put it on top of the door. That's where you are now. So yeah, Jack, before you pull too much on that. So he's just had a good question, and what it was is that why do we use the 3-core and earth for the smoke alarms? So I was explaining to him, can you see that, Jack? So I was just explaining to him why we do that, because obviously you've got your 3rd core as such is your interlink wire. So I was explaining that. But also I said that there is, I've heard, not seen it, of people using the 3-core and earth. One second, Jack. Let's come off the drum. The 3-core and earth. Come here. That's actually red. I've never personally used it. I don't know whether if any of you guys have used it, because I can't remember where I saw it, but I'm sure they said that in the regs it's something to do with the smoke alarm system. I might be talking out of my backside now, but the smoke alarm system, the cable needs to be identified or identifiable away from your normal circuitry, or words to that effect. I'm pretty sure, like I say, I'm dyslexic, so I will say it how I want to say it. but words to that effect. Now, I've never seen it, and if any of you guys have used it, then just leave it in the comments below on like so the links and stuff, and give us your feedback, give us your thoughts. Is that a good idea? Do you think we should all be doing that anyway? But obviously you've got to bear in mind, if that, let's say this drummer cable's 50 quid, and to do the red version is 100 quid, it's not going to happen, is it? So that's basically, I thought I'd share our little private conversation. So what Jack's doing now, do you want me to push the cable tongue up, mate?
Yeah.
So that one, just throw that down to me then. No, I think it's up there, I think. So I thought I'll share that, because Jack's got lots of good questions, and I keep telling him, shut up, stop asking me stuff. It's annoying. You're here to be a cheap labour and skivvy, not to learn. You won't have it. You got that, mate? Okay, like a circus act, you see. So what we're trying to do as well on these videos now is trying to show you more of, you might not like them, you might prefer me just waffling on, but I'm trying to actually show you a bit more of actually the work rather than what we've actually done. But how this comes out in editing, I don't know. You see that, Jack? So we're trying to, I'm having to lean you on door frames and things like that. There you go. Where's it going to come up? So it's going to come up, whoa. So it's going to come up through there, dude, yeah? Yeah. Should be onto the landing, so. Got it. So I think it'd be better like that, showing you these stuff, but like I say, you might want to prefer it the old style way. For those of you who are wondering where the rest of the boys are, they're at their other job, which is finishing off the hardwood decking, so a video coming out for that, in fact, which is probably going to be uploaded before this actually, so you would have already seen it. So the video for part 2 will be after this of that one. See, what they also had, which you probably can't see, is on the null post, which is there for the stairs. It used to have the light fitting on there. I actually drilled through that. That's how you can see some of the wires there. Yeah, you tied on? Yeah. Yeah. So what Jack's done is he's tied on the cable. I've got plenty there, mate. You can take some back. How much have you got up there?
Just a bit.
So, and then normally just twist those two together like that, and then they ain't going to fall through the ceiling, just in case anyone decides to pull that down. So yeah, let's go back in here. Is that enough, dude? Yeah. So what I'll do with this end, so I'll leave it long, and then we'll use the stapler and just put that up, because I've got to remember that wall's coming out, so I've got to try and think of the best location for this smoke alarm. So I'm going to leave it, I'm going to cut it down at the base here, and then that'll give me enough cable to go one way or the other. So like I say, we'll crack on with that, and then from this point now is back up to the loft. So, and then that should be Jack done for up the loft for a bit. Carrier. So basically what we've done here is we've got, that'll do, Jack. So Jack's just cut that one through. So just got to put a notch on that, because this is where we do ours. So we'll just cut it like that. So that indicates for me that that's a switch wire. So that's that one. Now Jack is pulling in the other 3 core and earth, sorry, and then that is going to come basically, so he's going to bring that along here and through, and then drop it down into this point, because they want to be able to turn on the landing from over there over there and here with that one. So that's what we're up to. So I'll take you upstairs and show you from Jack's point of view. But we've both said we've made a mistake by wearing our what's it called, shorts, because all these little bits of grit are horrific. So not enjoying those. So what Jack's doing now, he's going to run that along there and then pick that up over that point. So what I might do, if I set you up over here, sorry Jack. So we've actually had the hoover out and hoovered it up as well already, so that was fun. A lot of shaky camera manoeuvres, isn't there, going on, but you're now on a radiator. That's where you're at right now. So I'll leave you with Jack. Need a hand sorting that out, Jack. It's going down to
That bit there, isn't it?
yeah, that one there, yeah. Nice and steady.
Probably need a bit more.
It's going to be close. Close. I reckon you might be right. Do you know what a mate of mine, he showed me a little trick, Jack, for getting it across there.
Yeah.
Whether it works or not, we'll soon find out. So where's your end, dude? Right, so what he said to me, we're going to find out live on camera whether this actually works. But what he said, you know, because it's lath plaster,
Yeah.
and if you're pushing it like that, quite often it hits the thing and it bump, and it gets snagged the whole time.
Yeah.
What he said is do it like that, fold it, so you're making it like that, and then push that through like that.
Right.
And apparently, and it does work sometimes. It's not as good as a cable tongue, but that's like an old school way of trying to sort that out. So if you want to try that and see what you think, and then when you say that's rubbish, you old farts, then you're probably right. Yeah. So it's quite easy doing it that way, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
So it's a really old school way of doing it. This is the. Let's see. Old boys, they some good techniques in you. You know when you pick them up. Okay, if you jump down there downstairs, then. You got that, mate?
Yeah.
Okay. You got enough?
Loads, yeah.
Yeah, but what did I say? You bullied me into that, Jack, making me pull some more cable. Told him it would be plenty. You made me doubt myself, didn't you? Oh, Jack. Yeah, well, I've got enough to go out to the other side of the house with this two-way. So that's on there. I'll just set you on here. Right, Jack, if you can sort out, so that's that one, it's right on here. So if you can now come down here, and if you get a rod, you see that ceiling rose there?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't remember which way the joists are, but if they go, I think they go that way, don't they, the joists? Just rod it to the end of the joists. Joining us on this journey, ain't you, for the rewiring? So yeah, so obviously mark up, little buenas noches, and that's that bit done. So So the next bit, so we've got the loop to here now, which is above my head. So we've got the loop to there, and now we're going to get through, because these plaster rose things, there's one in this room, one in that room, they're staying up. So what I'm going to get Jack to do now is rod, I can't remember which way the joists go, I'm not sure whether it's that way or this way. Which way do they go, Jack?
That way.
Right, okay, so rod it down to that end. Oh, actually, no, so give a brick wall. Rod it down to that end, and then we'll pick it up down there. So we're going to get those done, and there's also wall lights going in here. So nothing over there. Wall lights, so there's one centre one here, and then there's another two either side of what's going to be like the fireplace over there, but they're all going to be switched independently, I think. So yeah, so once Jack's going to rod that up there, tell you what, I can leave you with Jack.
We're straight into a joist here on this in the hole.
Roger that, Ginger Warrior. Roger that. It might be, give it a wiggle on there, dude, because it might be that you've got like the bracing across. You know, like the noggins, it might be one of those that you're hitting.
I'm just going straight into a joist. I've got it through towards the other room, but just going straight into another joist.
That's disappointing. I'm going to come down.
So look, let's have a look. What we got? I think what it is. I think there's. Oh yeah.
If you can put it under that little, I'll put it under it, and then it goes, and then straight into the joist.
Yeah, it's a noggin, mate. That is where they've got across the to stop the joists from twisting when they put them in. Right, what's happening, as you've probably heard, it's annoying me. So roughly about where I'm standing, about there where this carpet is, there's a noggin. All this carpet is going, it's not, if this was carpet that was staying, it would not be treated like that. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to cut this floor, this section out, this one. I think it's about right. So I'm going to cut this one here and here and hope that that will do it. Not saying it will, but I think that's where we're at with those. Right, what I've done with the skill saw, it's already set to the depth of the floorboards. Yeah. So if you don't do it that way, you go into potentially cut through some pipes and whatnot. Just move that lot back a bit, Jack, will you? So I've done it. Okay, you find the smaller one.
Smaller one.
Yeah, you know, like the thin,
Yeah.
thinner one. Everything's so dusty.
Is it a bit?
It should be. You got it? Right, I think what I'm going to do as well is once we've got these cables ran, I think before we finish today, I'm going to have a right good old hoover up. And there's your noggin. Couldn't get it better than that, could you? So, like I say, take your nails out every time because you only got to put that back in anyway. So, oh Jesus nails, these ones. These nails, from experience, these fellas, if you follow Tony from Build with A&E, he'll tell you exactly what they are because he loves all this sort of old school finds and that. I call them Jesus nails because they look like the sort of thing that they used to nail Jesus to the cross on. So, but they, trust me, well hurt when you stand on them. Jack, do they hurt?
I've never actually stood on one of them.
You don't want to, trust me.
Yeah.
It hurts. They are not fun. They're the sort of things that you remember not to do. So, what I'm saying now is that is the brace that's not really doing a fat lot, but that was what the rod was hitting. So if you want to go downstairs, Jack, push your rod through and I bet you'll hit it there. I'll say that, very confident. So we shall see. So I'm hoping to see the cable, the rod come here. If not, I've ballsed it up and it's in one of the other ones. Please be the right one, please be the right one. Okay, it's gonna be good. Boom! There you go. So, so when they put that in, they put a little Buenos Nachos in. Oh. So, what I think I'm going to do is get out of the way for now. Do one a minute. Leave that out and then I can slot that back in. I can pop that back in once I've got the cables through and still use the same notch that the original Chippy has done all those years ago. So yeah, bit of a result, that one. Right, Jack, if you tie that cable on then, mate. Not a shaky camera today. Okay, mate. Oh, is it? You might as well take it all off. So I reckon I can reach that. I think I can see the hole. So pull that back through. Pull that rod back through. I think I can see that hole, mate. So just push the cable straight through. Bend it this way a little bit. Not yet. Okay, mate, I've got that. So that is basically our loop now to that point there. So I think because you've got wall lights, I just need to double check with the client whether he wants me to switch all the wall lights on at one point. If that's the case, then I'm going to do them from this side here, which I think is probably what he's going to need to do, because I don't really see the point in just having one switched on and leaving the other two. So yeah, all right, I'm going to speak to the client and I'll be back. They do want it switching separately because they're on about putting doors across here. So that one we've run now. So we've drilled it up through there, but there's actually a joist that runs right along there. It's been a nightmare getting that through. So as you can hear from Jack, this is the first or second time he's ever used the skill saw. Run you up. Dude. So Jack's just gonna, so we now know where it is, so we can't get the board through because we think there's another noggin basically there. So Jack's just gonna lift that board up and hopefully we've got it right into the right place. But obviously Jack's literally, you've never used that until earlier on, haven't you? Like, I'll just go and show you what Jack's done in there. You can carry on, mate. So same with anything, you got to get hands-on experience with everything. So Jack's done this one in here because that's that light I was showing you. Because that joist is that close, oh man, that's a pain that is to get that in there. So what we've had to do is use the cable tongue to come all the way up so we know exactly where it needs to be, and then take that back out, drill through, and then get the cable tongue back up, but again using the old walkie-talkies, lift it up and then try and use my little tool that I've made to hook it through, then tie on, then pull it through. So what a ball ache, but it's done now. So yeah, so Jack's got so far, but obviously when you're going tight up to there, you can only go so far. So then you use the oscillator to just finish it off. You can use the oscillator completely to do the whole thing, but it's slower. That's why Jack's doing it like that. So hopefully so Jack's obviously cut that out now, and there is again another noggin there, and then the light is literally just like there. So I'm going to go and pass those cables up to Jack, and then he's going to feed them down that way. And then so let's go down there now. Let's go and do that. Alright, let's put that down now, so we don't need that. That's what I was doing. Yeah, you lose track. Just realised this episode will be about 3 million years long. Need some editing on here. Oh, Jack, you ready?
What was that?
Cables are coming up, mate.
Got 'em.
Those cables are going in now, so same story as the other one really. So what I'll do is I'll give Jack a hand now, stop waffling on, and then I'll catch up with you once that's done. So that is us for today. it's been a bit of an effort actually, to be honest. The thing is, with an older house like this, there's so many different things and obstacles you have to get round, so it's a bit more of a game, to be honest. So where we're at the minute, we've got we're just having a bit of a tidy up now, sort of last hour, having a square up, because it's just stressful like this. So where we're at the minute, we've got all our lighting cables in position anyway. So there's Jackie boy hiding. There he is. So we've got our cable drops in. So over there for our wall lights and down to the switches, and then we've got it to this stage. But this is actually where. So where the cable tongue is there, we've managed to get that in. That was a bit of a pig to get to because it's actually underneath the bath. So what we've done, we've rodded it, cable tongue that way. So now we're getting all the loops ready, and then we're going to pull them all down in one go. So we're going to have extractor fan, and then the isolator, and then a loop feed out to get into this room. So yeah, so that's where we're at now. But obviously, being as it's a older property, lath and plaster and all the rest of it, excuses, it sort of kicks our ass a little bit, doesn't it? Look at the state of Jack. He's proper filthy, to be fair. I've probably not.
I wasn't even in the loft.
Oh no, look, there is some dirt, so it does prove I've been doing something, or have I just been asleep and lying on the floor, and that's where my head's been.
I'd go for the second one.
Yeah, go for the second one. So yes, so like I say, thanks for watching. If you, like I say, leave your comments. I think I've asked a few questions. It's hard to remember. It's been a busy day. Leave your comments below. I do try and get back to you, most people, if I can, but I can't obviously respond to everything. So yeah, from me and Jack, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.